And oh wow, let us go ahead and dive in to today's topic of the day. Where we are. Welcome back to Reclaiming Power with Rachelle, where we are looking for, finding, and yes, reclaiming our power along this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey. And that way we can be stepping into our power fully rather than giving our power away. We're taking it back. All right, we're taking it back. And holy moly, I'll tell you right now, sisters, I've been taking my chip back too. Let me tell you, oh my. Cheers to that. Oh, yum. Oh, yum. So, just to start off and point out and share with you all, I do have a download for you guys. A twin flame download. That, like I said, there's some technical issues I got to sort out at the time of this live for those who are catching the recorded version here. I got to sort that out so that if you guys go and sign up to get this, because I'm not going to read this whole, we're not doing this whole thing today. We're going to just touch on a few topics of twin flames, the truth of twin flames, and the ego attachment that it actually perpetuates. Yeah, and that's definitely something that I know for a fact, having been on that journey myself. Hello, Goddess Janora. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's been good. It's just kind of a little wild ride we're all on, right? A whole lot of things being revealed and asked of us and being brought up, right? And we're being called to shift in massive ways right now, to shift out of what was and shift into what is becoming, what we are creating, what we are choosing to create, and of course, into our power. That is what we're doing here. All right. So for those who are new, my name is Rachelle, and yes, I am the Rachelle here at Empowerment Experiences, where we are healing twin flames, we're healing that inner child, we're healing our traumas, our wounds, our sabotage, all the things that separate us from our power inside of us, right? And you notice today I mixed it up. I'm not wearing no Worthy Abundant Bitch gear today. I don't know. I just wanted to wear my little animal print thing going today. So with that, now I remember, and we're going to talk about this again, this twin flame thing. I remember being so caught up, like Goddess Therese, you know this, and I'm sure even Goddess Janora, y'all remember this, right? When I flew to the other side of the world for my twin flame, and it was going to be this whole perfect, happy ending, and everything was going to be great, and it was just that one person. It's just that one. Just the one, and he's the only one in the entire world that could possibly be it for me. Even though not just my journey, but watching so many other journeys and going, oh my God, he's married, he's with someone else, he's got kids, he's treating you like shit, he ain't giving you the time of day. It's like, how could this possibly, and the excuses that we made for these guys, the excuses that you make to justify their behavior, and you continue to perpetuate that situation and circumstance. I can even say at this point that, I did it again in the respect of allowing someone who is actually detrimental to me to continue to partake of my energy. And take being the word for sure. And that is ultimately what I know for certain that this twin flame journey is. We, meaning our ego, likes to get very stuck on something. Very stuck on something. Hello, hey, Carson. Can get very stuck on something, very attached. That's why they're called ego attachments, right? Because we get stuck. We get attached to this one thing, this one belief, this one perspective, this one person. And what we do in that is we shut everything else off that could potentially come our way and lead us to reclaiming more of our power. Instead, we choose, either subconsciously or consciously, to stay in a perpetuated state of painful longing and excruciating attachment. Right? Continuing to convince ourselves that this is the one and only person. And I'm going to sit here and wait here. Listen, y'all. It was when, after I did all that and I flew around the world for him and I got back and then went through all that, that it really showed he wasn't putting in the same effort. But as we do on the twin flame journey, right? We had excuses, because that's what they are. We like to justify bad behavior based on who we are. And that, they're just in a tough time. They just can't. Oh gosh, especially again, watching how many other goddesses back then who had a twin flame who was married and very clearly not interested. And that's the thing about like twin flame universe and their thing, is they literally perpetuate. They encourage you. They encourage stalking behavior. They encourage you to continue the perpetuation of your own painful attachment to this person. And let me tell you all, once my, twin flame, once he actually got married and now has at least one child, I think he probably has two, I don't know. I've cut off all communication with him, because it's kind of like, you chose your path and now I'm choosing mine, right? You have to be the one to love yourself more, to love yourself enough that you are honest with yourself and saying that, I am keeping myself attached to a person based on the stories that I'm telling because of the label that I have placed upon this individual as being my twin flame, my one and only other person out of nearly 8 billion, billion people. Do you know how many zeros that is on a page? Do you know how many actual souls then that are in this world? But you're going to cut yourself off from all other ways that love can flow into your life because you think it's that one person and that's it. I tell you all, it was the most liberating space to finally love myself so much that I said, no more. I am no longer going to allow myself to stay in this state of perpetuating my own pain. Like, what is the habit that you're doing? What is it? What is your role in this experience? Thank you for all the love over on the talk there. You know, what is your role? Because ultimately, and this is, again, the challenging thing about this twin flame realm, is that the things we convince ourselves in order to stay in an environment, in a relationship, in a situation that is first and foremost extremely unhealthy. Secondly, it's unhealthy by way of that it's just perpetuating the same pain cycle. And I can look back at my twin flame journey in that space when I first fell into this whole twin flame trap of it all and getting so attached to this person and making all sorts of justifications for why he was treating me the way he was, why he was ignoring me, and then getting hung up on the whole, there's no... Actually, I'm here to tell you there are plenty of other connections. There are soulmate connections. There's definitely others. And that's why my twin flame, like, listen to that. That's how big this is. That's how big this is. This was originally my twin flame confirmation list that after I got on the other side of it and I finally liberated myself from that perpetuation, that attachment being perpetuated, that I went and looked at this, and I looked at every single one of these so-called signs, and I went, oh my God, that happens regardless. That happens with anybody that you have an attachment with. Twin flame mirror, guess what? The entire world is your mirror. The entire world is your mirror. But Goddess, you're linking yourself to one person of nearly 8 billion. To think that that is it. Like, I am so grateful that I went through it and I came out on the other side of it with this whole massive, incredible, what I call a Pegasus perspective, where I was in it, right? I was the Pegasus on the ground and I was in it. Oh shit. I was deep in it. Like, y'all can, I don't have a lot of the stories anymore, but if y'all were to really like go back through like my TikTok account, go way back, because Healing Twin Flames started on my own twin flame journey. And here I'm thinking that I'm following this soul calling and doing all of this healing twin flames things, thinking that I'm helping to lead the journey of twin flame union and us all having this perfect happily ever after love with this one person, and the only person in the entire cosmos that can actually complete me, which that's the first mistake, is thinking someone outside of you can complete you. Only you can complete you. If you feel a lack inside of you, there is nothing and nobody outside of you that is going to fill that hole. That is on you, boo. That is on you. And when we are reaching and seeking outside of ourselves to bring that inside ourselves, we are forever going to be perpetuating that hole within ourselves. That hole within ourselves. Right? I like this. What? Except for, okay. We always get crazy things on TikTok. That's why I like doing it. I'm like, some of the things people say, but there's a whole lot of bot farms out there, and there's a whole, I mean, literally, anybody who doesn't believe in that, there's a whole lot of people that are out there just working a bunch of bazillion accounts to, anyway, I digress. So, twin flames. What if the entire concept of twin flame was actually something created by the ego to perpetuate an ego attachment to one particular person that we can use to convince ourselves, oh, Goddess, I have cried so much over him. Oh, sister, let me tell you. Oh my gosh, again, you can go and scroll back, and I would post my videos crying about him. I would. And that I was so sure it would be the end of the world if we didn't end up together. I mean, that's the ego. She a drama queen. She a drama queen. But I promise you, Goddess, when you start to truly detach, when you really start to truly let go of the story that you're telling yourself that he is the only one and there can't be anybody else, and oh my God, I love him so much and I'll never make it without him. It's no different than any other story you're telling about your experience. The story you're telling is the reality you're living. So if you're telling the story that he's it and my life is going to be so miserable without him, what are you living, Goddess? What's your experience? I'm here to flip this motherfucking boat upside down. Because again, I know what it is to get into these rapids of this ego attachment twin flame trap. Oh, I know. But I also know what it is to finally get out of it. Almost drowning in it how many times while listening to other gurus tell me that, oh, you just keep doing your affirmations and keep convincing yourself that he's gonna change and he's gonna come and you're gonna be it and he's gonna come to you and it's gonna be happily ever after. No. Because let me tell you, ultimately, and I feel this very strongly, I feel like this twin flame journey is the journey that our souls signed up for. That's that next level of ascension. Like, what greater self-love empowerment challenge than to fall into a trap, this spin cycle trap, right? That it feels like you're getting beat the shit out of you, right? It's just beating the crap out of you. And we just stay in this. What if that was to keep you in there, perpetually disempowered, perpetually apart from the love that you want, that you desire for yourself? What if? What if this is like one of those darkness aspects that's hijacked what ultimately is just simply a beautiful soul connection that you seek, that you desire? I mean, sure, give them the label of soulmate and karmics. That's fine. But at the same time, it's still a label. And this is something that I had in my self-love empowerment challenge that I had a while back, where we broke down all of these, again, just like I'm doing on this Reclaiming Power with Rachelle series that I'm doing here through video. The very first step of detaching from this twin flame trap, from this pain perpetuation of an ego attachment trap, is you have to transcend the label. You have to realize that the ego thrives on labels. Labels. Oh, that's my twin flame. So I have to stay loyal to his name and I can't be with anybody else and it's only him and that's it, because he and only he is the only one for me. Now listen, I want it to be understood that I'm definitely not one of those where it's like, oh my God, there's no such thing as this beautiful divine connection and this happily ever after beautiful relationship, divine relationship that you can have. Absolutely not. I think I'm well aware. In fact, one of my bestest friends, we had talks in the beginning when we met several years ago about this whole twin flame thing, because I was still a lot more in it in my journey. And we talked about hers, and she's the same experience, where it was years ago where she believed in that. And now, let me tell you all, she is engaged to an amazing man who is nothing like her twin flame. Nothing. But because she broke out of that trap and she stepped into her own personal power of loving herself and saying, wow, I lowered my standards for that. I accepted that. I allowed my pain to be perpetuated basically by me, because I stayed in that state of attachment because of the label that he had of being my twin flame. But I look at her and oh my gosh, I see how happy she is and how truly fulfilled she is being with this wonderful guy. And there is no label. She has no label outside of, obviously, she's engaged as a fiance, those kinds of actual things. But it's still transcendent of a label, because for them, it's a soul connection. Like, they're genuinely connected, and both. So that's the challenge about this twin flame journey. So we tend to think, twin flame, right? But what happens so often on this twin flame journey is our counterpart, as we call them, is this way. And we're like, no. And he's like, no. But yet we keep going. And then we call that, oh, that's just the twin flame runner chaser phase. It'll end and he'll turn back around and come running back to you. I will tell you, on one hand, my counterpart, boy, has he blown me up in messages, but ultimately he's still married with his wife and his kids and still completely, fully immersed in what his life is that he chose. So I would have the opportunity to, quote, go back to him, but would it be different? Would it be different? Fuck no. No. And that's why here's a phrase you all need to have in your repertoire. I love me more. I love me more now, such that I will no longer allow myself to lower my standards and accept behavior from a guy that I think I'm interested in, but oh, he is not clearly interested in me. He ain't showing up for me. He ain't letting me know that I'm what he wants. But again, we go back to that label of twin flame and we're like, oh, but I have to accept it. It's just because of this or just because of that. Listen, sisters, let me tell you, I had to have a second experience with what is basically a karmic experience, if you want to give a label to something, but I just had to have another experience with an individual this last year that, holy moly, it was the same place of having to look at going, wow, I am tolerating such low standard bullshit from this person. Like, oh my gosh. But that's the beautiful part, is that you get to reflect upon your journey and go, okay, buck stops here, buckaroo. It's done. Because I love me more now. I love me more than putting up with your bullshit. I love me more than chasing after you and trying to tell you that, oh, I need you. I love you. You're my twin flame. Please, please love me. No, sister. You have to love you. Because there ain't no amount of love that anybody outside of you is going to be able to give you that you need first to give to yourself. Let's see what we're hearing here. I did that, but I can't stop thinking about him. Obviously, I'm sitting here even talking about my counterpart that I had, right? Like, I'm talking about how he did come back. Now, in life, how can I phrase this? So, looking back at your life, okay, Goddess, look back at your life, and I want you to allow yourself to go, but wow, but I still remember that, and I still remember that, and I still remember that happening. So to think that you're just gonna stop thinking about him, just poof. First and foremost, that's another way the ego is like, I mean, look at you. You keep thinking about him. So, clearly you need him, and your life is going to be so miserable until you have him. I mean, that's what the ego does. It sits back. She is a nasty see you next Tuesday. Yes, she is. But that's when you have to practice the pivot. You practice the pivot and you say, okay, all right, I'm thinking about that, but where's my power? What can I choose to focus on that allows me to feel better? And even still, if you are in that space, maybe perchance, you're being asked to look at and ask the question, what are you showing me? Meaning your higher self, right? Because there's a reason why it's so pronounced in your head, right? So what is this showing me? What am I needing to see so that I can reclaim my power in this? I can call my power back to me so that I am not so hung up on him. Because even still, like this quote unquote second round in essence of learning that I've had, and definitely no labels. In fact, I was so averse to labels. I'm like, don't you call this name? And it was a thing where someone else in his life put a label on me as girlfriend, and I'm like, ew, I don't even like that. Oh my gosh, I love Goddess Therese says, pivot even if it makes you dizzy. Oh my goodness, goddess, I love that. That is so true. You just keep pivoting, 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 pivoting. Okay, woo, I'm getting a little dizzy there, right? But that's exactly what it is. And it's like you're working a muscle. You're working a muscle, right? You're working your focus muscle, which again, the majority of us, we weren't given much opportunity to really truly practice intentional focusing of our energy, of our attention, right? We weren't really taught that. And we live in a very overstimulated, coming at us all the time, right? So it's very, very challenging to keep any, to really truly strengthen that focus muscle. And that's what you're being called to do, is to strengthen that focus muscle, that consciousness, right? To intentionally and consciously choose that to which you are giving your attention. So again, when you find yourself in this space and place where you just can't seem to stop thinking about him, and it's just perpetuating, because again, I promise you, God has been there, where you would, let me tell you all, yeah, right, where you would go, thank you, Goddess, just followed you, I appreciate you, I'll follow you back, I do that, okay, where, now I got squirreled right there. Let me take a drink, because I'm just, whoa, I'm on it today, let me tell you. That's it. See, I knew I just needed to take a sip. So in all reality, Goddess, let me tell you, I was that. I was basically the stalker. I was the one that was going and in fact, I still think I have a secret account on one of the platforms that's not even a real account that's following him. I haven't been on it in ages because, to quote one of my all-time favorite movie lines, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And that's how you'll get. You will get to that point. But it's just a matter of practice, practice, practice. Strengthen the muscle. It's like weightlifting, right? You're not going to go to the gym on day one having never been to the gym and immediately be able to lift the weight that you want to lift, right? You have to keep practicing until you get better and better and better, and you strengthen those muscles. It's the exact same with your focus muscle. It's just that you have gotten so practiced at focusing on him that you're not really focusing on you as you are being called to be doing. I mean, like I said, my name is Rachelle, and I know what it is to be the chaser. I know what it is to spy on my counterpart. I know what it is to be in such a state of, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'll never be able to do it without him. I know that place. I know that place. And it sucks, doesn't it? It sucks. Because when you finally get to the part in this journey where you go, oh, damn, I was doing that. I was doing that. Me, right, Therese? Me. I was doing that to me. Because nobody makes you to chase him. Nobody. It's all you, boo. It's all you. It's all you. And I remember when I first did a post on my Healing Twin Flames on Instagram, and it's even pinned. It's pinned on my account right now, and it is the Twin Flame self-love empowerment journey. And I did this whole little spiel where I finally was like, oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this, but it's time to shift. It's time to recognize that OMG. Our power is not in this. And I took my power back. I did this post talking about how y'all ain't gonna like what I have to say, but I'm here to rock, rock, rock the boat, flip. A twin flame journey really actually is a self-love empowerment journey. It has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. Because again, when you really allow yourself to have that Pegasus perspective and you are in it, but then you also can rise above it and actually look at the bigger picture and go, oh shit, all the things that are on this list, which like I said, give me a moment and I'm fixing up the technical difficulties I'm having with my little automation for you to get this. This entire list, they're all, and Goddess Therese, she's looked at, she's had it, a couple different versions of it too. All the signs, all the twin flame signs are in here, but then so are all the facts. Meaning, I debunk these twin flame signs. Because when you're finally allowing of yourself to see the bigger picture, you are going to realize that everything they claim is unique to this one connection. It isn't. It isn't. It is not. It is not. I am working on a big, massive everything empowerment email system for myself, where when you sign up, you will get all my freebies. You will get this. You will get the little affirmation station downloads that you have. You will get, there's another thing. It's a printable blockage breakthrough report. It's one of my, emailed readings that I do. So you're going to get this entire video series is going to be in that. It's going to be stretched out over obviously time, but you'll be able to catch up and binge all of this. You'll get all of my free empowerment. And then when you are truly ready to implement all of this and step into your power, that's when I'm here. To say, okay, book a session, okay, join a group coaching experience, whatever you need to do to take it to the next level. That's my goal here, is to give you all of this tools and resources and information for you to put into practice. And then again, as you start to put all that into practice and you're like, oh shit, Rachelle, help me, I'm here. I'm here for you. And Goddess Teresa said, you can have any of those signs with anyone! Exclamation point. Yes. Again. And she just like me. The whole twin flame went through it, and I'm on the other side of it. There are so many goddesses now that I have been so grateful. I remember when I did that post, and I had a couple of them DM me and go, I don't think we resonate anymore, so I don't think I'm going to follow you anymore. And I'm like, that's fine, but you'll be back. And I shit you not, every single one of them has come back to say, oh wow, you were right. Keep doing what you're doing. I see it now. Please keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, wow, thank you. Because again, it was from my own experience, just like how empowerment experiences ever came to be, how healing twin flames came to be, to now be in this space of going, oh my gosh, the whole movement of healing twin flames was actually about me reclaiming my power from me. Oh, I love this. Like, we need to, how can I, let's see here. Block. Bye. I love that. That's so great. Someone being like, I doubt that you have any real powers. Oh, are we projecting much? Because you feel powerless, you gotta tell me I don't have powers? Mm-hmm. I'll see you, boo. Woo. But yeah, let me tell you again, now that there are so many goddesses who I met in the midst of this journey, that now we're all like, woo, baby. And then I go and I actually look at other posts and things, obviously being a business owner and such, to see who's out there and where they are. And I'm telling y'all, the same people that were there are not there anymore. Like, we are all cycling through this and coming out on the other side to where we actually finally reclaim our power in it and from it. Goddess Therese says, the wise and powerful Oz. Right? Blocking or whatever that was, right? I'm like, bye. But yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm totally powerful. I am so powerful, right? But you got to know that. You got to know that you are powerful. You really, truly are. And we give so much of our power away to people and circumstances outside of ourselves. And again, ultimately, that's what this journey is about. Reclaiming our power in all ways on this self-love empowerment journey. That is what a self-love empowerment journey is reclaiming your power through learning to love that which is the totality of you, yourself. Thus, and therefore, your self-love empowerment journey. Yeah. So like I said, I do have this available. I just gotta work out my technical difficulty kinks so that you can get this right away, because of course I do not have the everything empowerment automation set up yet for you guys to get all the things. So right now, for sure, I will get this. I will, let me think how I'm going to do this. Just DM me. Just send me a DM and say, I'd like that confirmation list, please. And as soon as I have the thing all worked out, I'll send you the link. How's that sound? So DM me on whatever platform you are. Obviously on YouTube, you can't, so comment. Most likely, I mean, I guarantee you, I'm going to have it linked in the description of this video on YouTube. So those who are catching this replay, either a month from now or a year from now, this is available through the link in the description of this video. For those, again, on Instagram and TikTok right now, while I'm live, send me a DM letting me know that you want this. And as soon as I get it set up to where you can have it right now, and actually, if you're on my email list, what am I saying? I can get this mailed out to you. I'm a couple days behind on my videos getting them sent out, because it's, again, we have, as business owners, just a sidebar here, we have limitations with regard to how many emails we send, or we might mess up our, if we send too many, it might piss off Google, or if I publish too many videos too fast on YouTube, it'll fuck up my algorithm. It's redonkulous nonsense. There's so much about this world that's redonkulous. I just can't, oh my God. So much. But that's why we cycle back to the space and place of us constantly asking on this journey, where is my power in this? Okay? And if it's not in this, then you can take it back and go pivot. Like what Teresa says, pivot until it makes you dizzy. It doesn't matter. Just keep pivoting. Keep pivoting to where your power is. Because the more you focus, which that's just it, goddess, that's what I got to point out too. The more you focus on someone outside of yourself, the more you are giving your power to that someone outside of yourself. Call that shit back. Call it back. That's, like I said, that's where I've been on the second thing I was in. Like, whoa! Because it was like low-level abuse that I was excusing, and I didn't even allow myself to see it. I made excuses, like, again, we do in the twin flame journey. Made excuses because, yeah, there was good things, but when you're with someone who is constantly working to cut you down, put you down, bring you down to their level, pick you apart in whatever way, and they can continue that, it's not healthy. And that is low-level abuse. while simultaneously, me being who I am, I'm pouring it. I mean, I'm a self-love empowerment coach. Of course, anybody who's in my world, I want to see you thrive. I'm going to pour into you, and I'm going to help to lift you up and bring you up to my level, because then we all are up here. We're all up here. Instead, there are people in this world who are intent on bringing you from up here to down here where they are. And then when you say, "Ooh, I ain't doing that with you, boo, I'm done," then you're like, "Oh my God, you're just so mean. You're such a bitch." That's right. I am a worthy, abundant bitch, and you have mistaken me for a weak-ass bitch. So let me just tell you, darling, wrong bitch. Okay? Own your power, sister. Own your worth. You deserve the love that you desire. The key is to you. Giving that love to you first. To honoring your worth and your value first. To not making excuses for someone who has no problem picking you apart and putting you down. Doesn't matter what good things there are, especially though, too, if it's someone who he just, wow, not a provider, just basically what's considered a dusty bum. That's a great word. I love listening to Yada Awakening. If you don't follow him, I love a lot of what he says. I do tend to take things with a grain of salt, right? Like we need to make sure we take something in and we process it for ourselves and make sure it truly resonates or not, right? Woo! I knew this live was going to go much longer. I knew this video was going to be much longer. So I appreciate all of you who are hanging out and keeping us going strong, because we are going to still do a card as well. Goddess Therese says, listen to this like it's gospel. I'm telling you, her advice is spot on and it works. Oh my goodness, Goddess Therese, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, doll. She has been, again, along my journey, my coaching realm, for almost the entire 5.5 years, almost. So it's been probably at least 4 to 5 years on this journey, right? It's been a minute. So, and we've worked, multiple times, with each other. So that said, again, this comes down to you allowing yourself to be really honest with yourself, because it's going to take painful honesty at times for you to really truly break something down and shift out of whatever pain perpetuation state you're in. And this twin flame trap, wow, is exactly like you have all the things in this one single experiential facet of this realm is the twin flame journey experience, right? To have to finally break free of that and bring yourself apart from it and actually, again, like I've said, have that Pegasus perspective and go, oh, wait a minute, this is so not. There's a plane flying over here, if you can't tell. This is so not what I'm being taught it is. And especially since it's so excruciating. And see, I could have been one of those. I could have been one of so many out there. One of so many out there who feed into it. Who feed into the twin flame thing and tell you, keep holding on. Keep holding on. Don't date anybody else. He's the only one. Keep holding on. Don't give up. Don't let go. I could have perpetuated the excruciating twin flame trap of ego attachment for everybody, but wow, what kind of person would that make me? Just like I have a wonderful review, a written review from a client years ago that had said, you just give and give, and it's not about money. It's about changing this world. It's about there's just so much right now in this moment of just, I know what it is in so many ways to be absolutely disempowered and feel powerless on my journey. Absolutely. To feel like I didn't deserve anything better. To feel like, in fact, the horrible things that were happening to me back then, I deserved them. Because, oh, what? I was a mother's mistake, according to my mom. I was her mistake. So I used to, really, I embodied that, right? And it showed. I was a pimped out, drug addicted prostitute way back when in my 20s. I look at that now because I'm in my mid 40s. Yes, I am. And it's like, I'm like, that poor Rachelle. But that's what we do to ourselves. We do it to ourselves based again on the stories that we tell about ourselves and our experiences. We do it. Nobody else does it to us. We do it. And that is very much this twin flame trap. So with that, I can continue on and on. Like I said, to reiterate, those catching the replay on the video on YouTube, go and check the description because you will have a link to get this Twin Flame Self-Love Empowerment Guide. It is now. It's not a Twin Flame Confirmation Guide. It's an empowerment guide. All right? And I break down every one of these bullshit signs. And only if you're ready to reclaim your power is this for you. And this is free. This little book I'm giving you for free. So you can have a Pegasus perspective too. And see where your power really is in this twin flame journey. So those on Instagram and TikTok right now on live, when we're done, just send me a DM. Hey, I want that download. And as soon as I have the my technical thing sorted out over there, I'll send you the link so you can make sure you can get your copy, okay? So with that, I am led to pull us in this space, right? Power of surrender, because that's what we're doing. That's what letting go is. It's surrendering. It's saying, wow, I'm letting go of my grip on this. That's like this. This is where we are on that twin flame journey, right? We're gripping onto that one person. Nothing can come in. Nothing can come in. Nothing can come in. But if you let go, look at how much. Look at that. So you gotta let go. Don't be like Kate on the Titanic. You better let Jack go because he gonna sink your ship. He gonna sink that board you're sitting on and you gonna drown too. All right, so power of surrender. Woo! Where at this point on this twin flame self-love empowerment journey, where is the goddess power in this space, huh? Where is the power of the divine feminine to be surrendering at this time? I can tell you right now, that one's a good one. Because I'm sure those of us who have made it through to the other side, we can attest to this, right? Surrender frustration, right? Because frustration is also restrictive and limiting energy, right? It's cutting you off from your power. It's keeping you apart from what you need to see or what you are calling in. Like if you're calling something in, like I said, but you're holding on to this over here, you're not letting in what you want because you're attached to this one thing and you think that thing which is not giving you what you want. You think that by some miracle, it's going to suddenly give you what you want, but you're not giving you what you want. No? And that sure is some frustrating shit, ain't it? So frustrating. And then frustration leads to anger. And then anger to rage. It's just not a healthy place to be. Not a healthy place to be. So with that, we have the frustration card. And of course, we got to have us the crystal mandala activation deck that I love too here. And now this, as I've mentioned before, there's so many beautiful cards in this deck that when I do this, I do my little shuffle with my eyes closed. And unless a card pops out on its own, that works. Otherwise, I pick a card with my eyes closed because I don't want to be swayed by any particular color or, you know, I don't want my eyeballs to be the chooser. I want my higher self to be the chooser, right? I mean, we're really getting some mix up here, right? So here we go. Like normally by now, I've definitely had something jump out. There we go. Look at it flip. Oh, oh. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Gorgeous. And I will post this in my stories, and I'm remembering to do it on TikTok. I'm still getting used to having a story on TikTok, like, right? But this is our crystal mandala activation card today. And with how this deck works is it's an angel or an archangel or spirit guide of some kind. And then we have the stone or crystal that the energies are being connected with in this. And then we have an affirming declaration that's with it, okay? So this says, Archangel Michael and Lapis Lazuli. And it's about the vision. Ooh, what are you focusing on? My inner soul passion inspires me with vision, energy, and optimistic enthusiasm for creative possibilities. Hello, that's a great pivot. What can you go and release this energy? How can you funnel this? How can you channel this? How can you release this? Right? Get creative with that, okay? I trust that the true vision, awakening from the depths of my heart, attracts the perfect grace, opportunities, relationships, and information required for manifestation. So again, on the twin flame journey, we are in this perpetuation of a state of longing and wanting a particular outcome, a particular manifestation, right? But again, if you're in this state of closed offness, you're not open for opportunities and relationships and any sorts of resources and support to come in. Because you, in your ego, think you got it all under control. Believe me, sister, like I said, when I say you, I mean me too. I was there too. Okay? I allow my highest aspirations to nourish me and urge me forward step by step with total trust in the generosity and goodness of the unknown, which is the portal through which my dreams come to life. So if you've closed off that portal in your state of ego, wanting to control your entire experience, you've in essence closed off the portal. So you do have to let go and let flow. That's one of my mantras. Let go and let flow. With that, we have had a very full day. Wow, I feel amazing. I sure hope you do too. I hope you feel a little better. You're going to walk away today with a bit more of a broader, more Pegasus perspective on your experience and where your power may actually be hiding from you, so you can go, I see you. Get back here. Right? No more giving that shit away, sister. No more. Take that shit back. Reclaiming power. And that's what we're doing around here. So if you are ready to take it to the next level and really truly get to the root, create some change, and actually have some real world action steps to take to let go, to break free, and step fully into who you've come to be, and no longer give any power away to outside of you, that it's your power, sister. I am here for you. You can book a session today at IamEmpowered.as.me. You can also go to my website, empowermentexperiences.com, and check out countless other ways that I can serve and support you, empowerment tools and resources, ways that we're coaching. Like I have a live group experience coming up soon, so stay tuned for that announcement. I'm getting all of those moving parts in place and just really super excited. So remember, Goddess, you are not on this journey alone. You do not need to continue to perpetuate this pain cycle in yourself. You can break free. I promise you. And I'm here, as I said, to support you into and through that space. So without further ado, I bid you adieu. But I do remind you that the power to break free, the power to reclaim your power, it's always been in your hands, Goddess, in your hands. Because that power, it really, truly has always, always been inside you. Namaste.